Aside from grazing, agricultural, and timber values, the West also held other promises, a vast treasure trove of mineral wealth.
From the California gold rush, miners spilled up the drainages of Pikes Peak, South Pass, and Virginia City to stake their claims in search of the mother lode. Without a federal mineral policy, miners developed their own local laws, customs, and mining claim practices. In 1866, Congress passed a law providing for the development and patenting of lode mining claims on the public lands.
Early federal efforts at administering mineral lands proved to be a failure. In 1807, Congress provided for the leasing of lead mines, but the system failed, and by 1846, the mines were being sold to private individuals.
Congress was reluctant to enter the controversy of mining claims. There was no consensus on what to do. Some wanted to sell mineral lands at auction. Others favored either the preemption of claims or a leasing system.
In 1866, Congress enacted legislation to control lode mining claims on public lands.
The law provided for mine claim survey by meets and bounds or landmarks, not by the rectangular survey system being used for settlement of the surface lands of the West. In 1870, Congress turned its attention toward placer claims and enacted a law to include all forms of deposit excepting veins of quartz or other rock in place. Claims under this law were limited to 160 acres for any one person or mining company and sold at $2.50 an acre. Claims in unsurveyed areas were patented by meets and bounds, but in surveyed areas they conformed to legal subdivisions.
The Lode and Placer Acts were modified in 1872 with the passage of what has come to be known as the General Mining Law. While the new act did substantially change the previous mining statutes, it retained the basic principle of free mining.
Today, the General Mining Law of 1872 continues to provide the basis of present federal policy toward locatable minerals.
With meets and bounds for mining claim boundaries, fractured patterns continued to splinter in every conceivable pattern possible. Coal was another important mineral in the West. It provided fuel for homes on the treeless plains and for the smelters and factories of a growing industrial nation. Coal underlay much of the trans-Mississippi West.
The first coal land laws, enacted in 1864, 1865, and 1873, provided for the sale of this mineral.
Petroleum first was recognized as a locatable mineral under placer mining law.
Then in 1897, the Petroleum Placer Act verified that petroleum indeed was a locatable mineral. At the dawn of the 20th century, federal land policy generally was one of disposal. Little thought was given to retention or administration of the nation's natural resources. Then in 1891, with the Reform Act, Congress repealed the Preemption and Timber Culture Acts.
Acquisition of agricultural lands was restricted to 320 acres, and the policy of reserving forest lands was established.
Even though there still existed a basic policy of disposal at the turn of the century, change was in the wind.